Let's try this again, take 2. Hi y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Baby Brigade. Baby Brigade just wanted to go outside. Welcome back to the channel. This is Vlogtember day 27. Yeah, it's still the 27th. What a day, what a day. So I've been Speedy Gonzalez crocheting all day, trying to get this other square done for this sweater. I didn't get to my corner to corner blanket anymore today, much as I would have liked to, but I put myself on a deadline with this sweater because I just did, because of when the lady wants to pay for it, and I want to have it done by the time she can pay for it, which I think is Friday. So I did get both squares done. I know, right? Well, y'all watched me crochet the other night. Y'all know I don't play games. I don't play games. I get her done. That used to be my nickname from my old best friend. The one I was friends with for over 20 years that passed away in 2017, Vicky. That was one of her nicknames for me, was get her done. Because she said I never messed around when it came to getting something done. I would just get her done. So that's my old nickname from her, is get her done. She would get me little knickknacks and stuff with get her done on it. Because that's just my mentality, is just get it done, get her done, get her done. And I guess it's still me. It's still who I am. I'm still about getting it done. When I get my mindset to do something, I'm singularly focused. But there's 1 and here's 2. And see, I got my neck spaces marked off. What I do when I do my neck spaces, and is I find the middle mark, which is the 12th stitch over. Oh, hold on a second, y'all. I gotta let the Baby Brigade back in. There you go. Thank you. Go get you some water. All right. Okay. Where was I? Neck spaces. There we go. Okay. So I block off 8 spaces, 8 clusters for the neck. I'll first find the middle point between corners here, which is 12. Of course, this is a 24 round square, because this will be a 2X sweater. So just 24 according to the pattern, and I will remember to link it in the description tonight. Sorry about that. I will put the link to the pattern and cinnamon stitches tutorial in the description tonight for the sweater. I was putting it in there, and then I did that other thing and I took it out, but I'll put it back in. So anyway, but I just use regular old plastic safety pin stitch markers. I bought a big old bag of them a while back, and because I'm sometimes I don't know my own hand strength, and I'll just break them. So I'll make sure that I have plenty, and on the chances that I break them. So I got 2 at the 8 spot, and then this one in the middle. I like to know the middle. And then because this is very fuzzy yarn, sometimes in the mix I forget which is the inside of the square and which is the outside of the square. So and if you're working with this fuzzy yarn, it might become difficult to tell if you're not good at stitch definition, in which sometimes it's hard to tell which is, now this is the good side, okay, and this is the other side, okay. There's not a whole lot of difference. So I went ahead and just marked that this is going to be the inside of the sweater. I marked that for myself so that I know when I go to seam it up with this being on the outside, so that, you know, my seams will be done on the right side of the sweater. That way when I seam it up, then I can turn it right back out, you know, right side out, and it'll be right. So and of course it's coming right along. So when I get done here with this video, I will go and do my shoulder shaping first. And no, I'm trying to remember which one I do. I think I do the side shaping first. Yeah, I usually do the side shaping first because it's a 2X. I would do 2 rows, additional rows on each side of each square. And then the shoulder shaping is 3 rows on each side of the neck opening. So 3 rows here, 2 rows here on each panel. And then I've been doing this ribbing on the bottom of each panel. I do it if you're new here. I do it on the panels before I attach them before I seam them up, because it makes it a lot easier to do front post, back post on a flat panel than it is to do it in the round. So I very much prefer to do it on a flat panel than I do in the round. Very much easier. So needless to say, if I do, I'm waiting on an email back from her because I don't know how tall she is. And when I add the front post, back post ribbing to the bottom of these, it does add an inch or so to the length. And so I need to know how tall she is, as if she, she may not want that extra length. So if she's not very tall, I'll just do a half double, border on the bottom of it and call it a day. But if she's, if she's on the tall side, then I'll go ahead and do the ribbing. Or if she likes it long, then I'll go ahead and do the ribbing. So I'm waiting on but by the time she gets back with me, I'll have the sides and the shaping done, and I'll be ready to do the ribbing. So, I got time to wait for her email. So, but yeah, I was going hard at it today, and my shoulder feels it, let me tell you. Because I was, I don't know if I was mad crocheting, but maybe just a little perturbed. I'll explain. I had to go out to pick up a couple of prescriptions at Walmart today. Also, I had to get Johnny some more popcorn. And if you're new to the channel, Johnny is my 24-year-old autistic son, high-functioning autistic son. I have 2 sons, Johnny, who is 24, and William, who is 31. They both still live here. Johnny will always be with me. Will be here for probably another year. But I had helped Johnny eat his popcorn, even though I had almonds to munch on. He pointed out to me, he said, "Are you out of almonds, Mom?" And I said, "No, I just wanted popcorn." And he said, "Oh, so you're going to the store tomorrow, right?" Yeah, I'm going to the store tomorrow. So yeah, I went and got him some more popcorn, and of course I ate a couple of his hot dogs. He's the only one in the house really usually eats the hot dogs. Those are usually his hot dogs. But I was trying not to eat sweets or things with sweets to shut my stomach up from being hungry really late. So I ate a couple of hot dogs instead. And so he noticed that there was hot dogs missing. So yeah, I had to buy another pack of hot dogs too. He keeps me accountable, y'all. He does. He keeps me accountable. So so I went for my prescriptions, popcorn, and hot dogs. And then I remembered that I'm almost out of almonds. And I saw a good deal on some pistachios. And I said, well, let's have a nice change of scenery. I'll have some pistachios instead. Because that is something that I can have that helps curb hunger without, being a big hit to my carb load and, causing me to, gain weight or interfere with my diet. So nuts are definitely okay to eat. And so I got some pistachios. I really like pistachios. I really like almonds too. The almonds were like lightly salted with sea salt, so they were very low calorie, and of course fiber is always good to have, especially when you're taking diet medicine. I don't take the diet medicine every day because if I do, it's not good to take it every day. So but the fiber does help. And so I got those, and then I'm in the grocery checkout, and I'm talking to the girl, just being social like I normally am. I'm a very outgoing type person in public, you know, as y'all probably assumed I was. And I mean, you know, as you see me in front of you now, and as you know, when I'm joking and carrying on, that's really who I am. I mean, you can ask Eva in the comments, you know, when she and I get together, I'm really the same person. I'm the same person you see on the camera as I am in person. I'm the same person. I don't transform when I get in front of this camera. I am who I am. And so I was holding a little chit chat with the cashier, and because she had was looking for something under the counter, and I thought she was trying to undo the stuck belt or something. I said, honey, don't hurt yourself worried about that belt. And she said, no, she was looking for her hand sanitizer, because sometimes people lick their fingers and touch their money, and she wanted her hand sanitizer. And I was like, oh yeah, I got you there. And you know, and then I said something about my birthday being Monday, and that, and this, and that, and the other. And then of course, when I turned around, there was my mother right behind me the whole time. My mother, who I haven't seen since probably March. I had, those of you that are new may not know this, but I had to basically cut my mother out of my life, because she's kind of our relationship became toxic for my mental health. And I don't really want to go into a whole lot of detail, but believe me, I have really good reasons. And if you heard them, you would understand. My mental health professional said that she could really tell the difference between the appointment before last and this last one, because I had done that, because I had stopped having anything to do with her. It had a very strong impact on my mental health, because having her in my life kept me depressed. She's just toxic, and her and my younger sister are just, it's really too much to explain in a video. It really is. And so I just had to just stop. I'll try to explain it. I'll explain a little. Right before I cut off contact with her, in one of the more recent interactions we had, she had, when I was younger, and she had a older gentleman that we all lived with, me and her and my sister, that she had moved us in with, that was 24 years older than her. After about a year of us living with him, he began sexually abusing me. And I didn't know this. Somehow this fact escaped me, but he had also sexually abused my younger sister. This went on and on. And years later, after I made my escape, and my mother had overheard him talking to a friend of hers, that he had me and my sister both. And she was still living with him at that time. He died in 1996, okay? So that was prior to 1996. And she continued to live with him after that. Even hearing that, she continued to be with him after that. And so she had just recently, prior to me cutting her out of my life, dropped that little bombshell. And as if that was not enough, occasionally in casual conversation, she would talk favorably about him, as if he hadn't stolen my childhood and stolen my choices as to who my first would be. And so, to me, her tearful apology that she did once was a facade. Because how can you be genuine in your apology if you continue to cut? Because to me, talking favorably about the person that has abused your children is not sorry. You're not sorry. You're not sorry that those things happen to your children. You have no concept of how that makes them feel. Every time you talk favorably about the man that stole part of their childhood, that stole choices from them that should not have been stolen from them. No, that's not acceptable. That's just not, no. And I'm supposed to continue to want to have that person in my life, even though she, does that, has no concept of my feelings. There would be situations that I asked her not to bring up, and subjects I asked her to not talk about in my presence, but she would completely ignore me, ignore my wishes, and continue to talk about those things. And knowing that I have mental health issues that I have worked really hard to overcome, and become the person I am. And just continued. And I just couldn't do it anymore. I just couldn't. And for my own self-preservation, and the insight of my oldest son, he plainly said, Mama, the only family that you need lives under this roof. That's the only family you need, is me and John. That's it. And he was absolutely, positively right. And so I just had to do it. I cut her off. I blocked her from my social media, blocked her from my phone. And then so today, she lurks behind me at the cashier. And when I turn around, there she is. And I couldn't help myself. You just miss having a mother. And I said something about having weight loss surgery on November 1st. And then she, of course, has to one-up me, because that's just how she is. She mentions that she's about to have a medical procedure herself, a rather serious one. I'm not going to talk about that because I cut her off, and I wished the cashier a good day, and I walked away, because that's how I had to handle that. Was it cold-hearted? No. Self-preservation is what it was. Some people might have said that was cold-hearted. I don't think it was cold-hearted. I'm sorry if any of you think it was cold-hearted. If you'd been in my shoes, maybe you wouldn't think that. If you'd been put through the things that woman has put me through, you wouldn't think so. But for my own self-preservation and my own happiness, I have to keep her out of my life. I do miss having a mother. Very much so. All these wonderful things happening in my life. I really miss having a mom to share those things with. But God has sent me angels, little short 4'11" ones, and ones that are phone calls away that live on the West Coast, that love me like sisters, that are, right there to pick me back up and put me back together today. And I am ever so grateful that good Lord sent me my besties, because it really helps. It really does. And Eva was right there for me, a phone call away when I got home. And I really just can't even thank her enough, or thank God enough for sending her my way. So if you're out there and you have been through these similar things, you're not alone. Just because I'm happy most of the time, and I'm laughing and cutting up, does not mean that I haven't been through a lot of stuff. I've been through a lot of stuff. A lot. I just choose joy. I just choose laughter over crying most of the time, because the alternative is unthinkable. Because to let her and her negativity and her energy impact my life is giving her too much. She doesn't deserve it. I deserve to be happy. Her negative energy has no hold on me. I'm only sharing this with you because it's therapeutic for me to talk about. And because maybe someone out there needs to know they're not by themselves. And that they're not the only ones that this kind of thing has happened to. And that they can also overcome this. Now, I didn't overcome this by myself. I can't overcome this with the grace of the good Lord. I've had counseling. I take a regimented amount of mental health medication every night. But I did go through counseling as an adult, not as a kid. Nobody got me counseling as a kid. It's a long story. It takes a lot of video to explain it. And I don't want to sit here and need a box of tissues to explain it, because it's like picking at a scab that is long healed. If I open it, I boo-hoo, and I don't want to do that. That's not how I do things. So, but I did feel I needed to just talk about it a little bit, and now I have. So, thank y'all for listening and hopefully understanding. So I know a lot of people wonder what happened to my mom, because she was part of my channel a little bit before, and now she's not. Well, now you know. So I had to do what I had to do. Anyway, there's the sweater that there's that bit of drama today, and so that's why I think I started the square, that second square, last night when I finished the video, and then I got home after Walmart and finished it all the rest of the day. That's all I did. I put on music, put music on the TV, and just worked on it all day long. And my arm is really, letting me know that that's what I did all day long. But I did get something else in the mail today as part of my concert outfit that I wanted to show y'all. And I know some of y'all might not even care, but I like these, and it's the first new pair of shoes I've had in 3 years. New shoes are not something I usually buy, because they're either expensive or hard to find for me, because I have completely flat feet. I have no arches, and I have big wide feet. I wear like a size 10 double wide, and I can only wear a particular kind of shoe, because out of all the shoes that I've ever had, these are the only shoes that have lasted. That pair that I have in the living room that I've had for the last 3 years still look pretty decent, and they still work. They still don't hurt my feet, and it's a miracle, because they're just a really good shoe. They're made by what does this say? Easy Spirit, and I get them on Amazon. But I think they probably have these in the store, but I just always get them on Amazon. But they're made by Easy Spirit, and they've just been really good to my feet. So I didn't hesitate. I had a particular shoe in mind that I wanted to wear to the concert, and I was glad that they had something that, was really would fit the bill. So this is my concert shoe. It's black and shiny. So I think this is the epitome of a dancing shoe, for me anyway. So it's a mule style shoe, because, well, that's what's comfortable to me. But yes, I have a big foot, so I need a big shoe. But these are my shoes. They weren't very expensive. They were less than $40. But yeah, that's what I bought with my last sweater money. But anyway, of course, I had a negative comment on my sweaters today in the comments. I'm not going to mention her by name, because that's just she's already been removed from the comments. But she says she commented on the Vlogtember episode from the 12th, all the way back to the 12th, and she says, "Granny square sweaters are ugly. I don't know why, with all the stitches available, that you are making granny square sweaters. And I was like, really? Oh, she picked a day. She picked a day. I said, well, I said, you can watch someone else's channel. I said, it's not like I'm asking you to buy one of my sweaters or you to wear one of my sweaters. And then I hit her from the channel later on. I was like, you know, it's just, life is too short for people like that. You know, granny squares are beautiful if you do them right. If you do them right, they're beautiful. I have seen like granny squares that blew my mind. You know, I just make simple, you know, average, you know, granny squares. I don't do all the fancy puff stitches and you know, all the fancy stuff that a lot of other people do in their granny squares. I just do basic granny square stitches, you know, granny squares. But there are some granny squares where they do puff stitches and all these other fancy stitches that are just like, wow. So how someone could say granny squares are ugly, I don't understand. I don't understand where she's getting that from. To me, that's a small-minded point of view. Yeah. I'm sorry for her. I'm sorry for her that she feels that way. But, you know, she don't have to watch my channel. I told her, I said, I don't need your negativity on my channel. No negativity here, please. I don't need negativity here. That's not what this channel is about. Is not about negativity. This is about positivity, about supporting other crocheters and other people trying to make things. That's why I open my comments and my emails to whoever might need help with a tutorial. If you're trying to make a granny square sweater and you need, you know, you've come across a part that you don't understand or you need help with, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. And Miss Bernadine didn't hesitate to reach out to me today, and I helped her through her hurdle that she had, and she was able to, you know, fix it. So, you know, I don't mind helping people. I really don't. It brings me joy if I can contribute anything to anybody's crochet journey, or listen to someone else's, you know, woes and offer any sort of wisdom at any, you know, in any way at all, then, you know, and be of help to somebody. That brings me a little bit of peace of mind that my life is not a waste, you know, because I was of help to somebody. So never ever hesitate to contact me via email or, you know, comments if you have a question about crochet or, you know, something like that. Now, someone did email me about Boggy Creek blankets. I know very little about the Boggy Creek blankets. That whole situation is with Nancy, and she's got yarn too. She is the one doing that blanket drive. I know very little about it. I do have one in a project bag that I will get back to, and I will get finished before the end of the year, which is when they want all of them in. So, you know, I will get at least one in. I had planned earlier in the year that I was going to do 2 or 3, but at this point, with things the way they are, I'm just going to try to finish the one that I started. But as far as knowing, you know, all the ins and outs about Boggy Creek, no. No, I'm not an expert. So please contact Nancy, as she's got yarn too. If you have questions, do a search and find her channel, and find her videos on Boggy Creek, and in the description you'll see all the information you need about that. But as far as the sweaters I'm making, I'll be more than happy to help you make one of your own, if that's what you want to do. My next project after this is getting on my corner to corner blanket for Johnny, and then I'll, you know, frog that other blanket that I started for Will and switch it to a corner to corner, because I think it'll be much quicker and I can get that done. And then I have some other sweaters for friends that I need to get done before Christmas. So I got quite a bit to do, you know, for Christmas gifts. So projects that you'll see coming up on the channel. So, you know, and I have lots of beautiful yarns that I can do all kinds of different projects with. And you know, it doesn't seem, it's not like I'm just going to all of a sudden convert over to and doing nothing but corner to corner blankets. I probably will do other projects. I just don't know what yet. Because I have a lot on my plate with, you know, weight loss surgery coming up and everything. And then, of course, this coming Monday is my birthday. And so I've had that weighing on my mind more than I probably should have. I really didn't think that it would bother me to turn 50. But somehow it's weighed on my mind a little more than I thought. And at this point, it looks like it's just going to be me and John. Me and JJ going to dinner, probably lunch on my birthday. I think probably we're going to go, you know, probably during the day to this Mexican place that I want to eat called Tamales. And I'll probably end up having to pay for my own birthday dinner. Which is not fun, but it is what it is. But, yeah, I'm going to have to pay for my own birthday dinner. Because I've not heard anything from Will about plans for my birthday. So I'm assuming that he's probably not going to have money to do anything for me for my birthday. And that's okay. I mean, he's got things going on with him. You know, I sort of expected that. But I'll at least get to go eat somewhere I want to go eat. And come back and just relax. And then the weekend after my birthday, I get to go to Eva's, and Eva's got plans for an actual birthday get together with her and her husband and Johnny, and she's making me chili and cornbread, and there's going to be pie. So I'm excited about that part. So I do have a birthday get together. It's going to be the weekend after my birthday, so I am excited about that. So, but my actual birthday, yeah, it's different. But I've been a little, I don't know. I don't think you can really help it if you're feeling weird about turning 50. I don't, you know, as much as I've tried to be upbeat about it, I don't, you know, I'm just trying to make myself be upbeat about it, but it's for some reason it just keeps creeping in. This weird sadness it just keeps creeping in on me, and I don't know how to fight it. So, but I will get through it, and I will be fine. Oh, and I have decided I am not going to I'm not going to be putting the turquoise hair dye in my hair. Nova at Nova Dome Creations, she brought up a very good point that hair dye will not work properly if I don't bleach the part, bleach the parts of my hair that I want to put it on first. It won't look right. And since I really don't want to bleach my hair, I decided that I would look for turquoise extensions, little clip-on extensions, and find those instead. So I found some of those, and I ordered some of those. They were cheap. And so I'm just going to get little clip-on extensions and put in there instead of dyeing it. I think that's a much better solution, because I could just clip them on and fit them in there and curl them with, when I curl my hair, I can curl the extensions and make it look good that way. And then when the night's over, I can take them out and put them back in a bag or something, and voila. Whereas the hair dye part, I would have had to go through and do something to get it out and all that. The extensions I could just clip out and, put up, and I'm done with it, and I don't have to, run around with turquoise in my hair all that time. So it's a much better solution. So, and I didn't want to have to go and have someone, put blonde streaks in my hair so that I could go back and put turquoise streaks in my hair and go through all that hassle. That's just a lot. That's a lot. And I didn't want to put my hair through that. So I am going to redo my red. I got my hair dye in there to redo my red and get rid of this gray. I just haven't put this time aside to do that. I probably will in the next day or two. go ahead and do that. But it's time consuming, and I just haven't had time to do it. Maybe when I get done with that sweater. When I get done with that sweater and rest my shoulder, I will dye my hair and get rid of the gray. Because I don't like gray hair in my head. I don't like it at all. So that way my hair will be good, and because when I first do it, it's, it could be pretty bright, but by the time the concert comes around, it'll be just the right tone by then. So I'll be happy with it by then. Anyway, well, this video has been all around, and the dogs have been very chill this time. They're over there on the bed chilling out, and that's all I asked of them to do. I guess they read the room and decided to go over there and lay down like a good boy. Can't beat that. Anyhow, I appreciate y'all watching. Please remember that I love you, and so does Jesus. And please remember to adopt, don't shop. Your best friend's waiting on you at the shelter or the rescue. And I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Bye now.